Um, praise Allah, praise Allah. All right, everyone. A little late. Praise Allah, we're here though. Yeah, praise Allah. What is this? Hold on, everyone. YouTube. See. Hold on, everyone. So praise Allah. So I hope everybody's doing good on this wonderful Friday. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go in. Obviously, we're going on the Friday lesson. So let me put a little love in the chat, everybody. Say hello. Okay. Listen, all right, so praise Allah. So we're going to people are trying to figure out where we're at here. So give me a second. Islam is a brother Israel. That's right now. Okay, so let's raise our wings up and let's open up in prayer. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Right? And open up with the more generic prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, guide, and my salvation, night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Ameen. Islam, praise Allah. Islamism. I praise Allah. I like to rise and give our perfect praise to Allah on this holy day, most master day of judgment. Love you, Allah. Thank you, Allah. Praise and song and dance. Praise you and thank you, Father God, Allah. Want to give honors to your holy and divine prophet, honors to Prophet Dua, the divine angel, coming and doing the very things so that we may free ourselves with those instructions that He's left for us, right? Manifesting the truth as He did so that we can see the clear path and keep Him out in front and live in these divine, only this divine covenant. I want to give honors to the Prophet Muhammad Ali for bringing everything it takes to save us here in North America and also to save humanity, right? We want to give honors to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We want to give honors to the most high symbol of America, the divine constitution and laws. We want to give honors to the Quran questionnaire for Moorish Americans, divine instructions for all Moorish Americans, divine instructions for the Holy Prophet, and are the Holy High Temple of America with the logo Circle 7, divinely prepared by the noble Prophet Ali. I want to give you honors for showing up on this Friday meeting. Allah for all Moorish Americans around the world. Want to give honors to America, right? That's right, right, right. Because we run the American flag. We have no issues with it. I want to give honors to our flag. Our red flag with the 5-pointed green star in the center. 5 points representing love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Want to give honors to the American flag with the 48 stars. Want to give honors, right? Of that flag of our birth. Want to give honors to the American Constitution. Okay, want to give honors to all true and good national citizens of America. Want to give honors to people who are doing the things that they need to do to honor their father and their mother and their family in this time of crisis. Huh? Okay. So I want to give you honor. Once again, you wonderful March Americans, you missionaries. I want to give you honor. So, okay, everybody has their Quran. Obviously, we're going to open up with this Quran. Let me open up with the laws. They're reading at the end. Let me read the laws, and then we can go in. Please, everybody, hold on. Salvation, Allah, Unity, the More Science Temple of America, Divine Constitution by Law. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the Chairman of the More Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the prophet and the grand body of the More Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is known before the members of the More Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7. And love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh. And on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the More Science Temple of America. No members to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion. All that may harm his brother or sister because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government because by being a Moorish American, you are part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion. Oh, the laws of the Constitution of this said government, of this said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, Black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era in time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabit the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings to become a part and parcel of all of living acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all the necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband, take care of your children, and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting upon humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and their minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, with the guidance of his father, God Allah. Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Science Temple of America, home office of Noble Drew Ali, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Ism, probably saw this on the back. I have it on, you know, always present, the one I read. So anyway, those laws are so incredible. I was just sitting here reading them and so much divine instruction. The prophet just puts out like, keep your minds pure with love and your bodies clean with water, especially in this time of the corona noni on you. You know what I'm saying? And it's really important to keep your mind pure with love so that you could have those fractal signatures, right? Also combating any type of dis-ease you may find in your body. Water being a sacred substance, a medium, you want to also plenty of fluids and always drinking good water. Pray over your water, your signature on it. You don't know whoever else's signature could be on there. Excuse me. So anyway, let's get into the lesson. All right, so the lesson today is free national standards in a time of a national emergency. So important to know your free national standards in the time of a national emergency. Okay, this is when everything hits the road. When the you know what is. Okay, people, been doing things for years and years, and saying this and saying that, and, and well, this is when it all comes uh, to fruition in what they're saying. People have been doing things out there in the name of the More Science Temple of America, in the name of the Prophet Ali, and you know, uh, putting things out there contrary to what he's actually said. And people have been biting and selling, I mean, buying particular instruments such as identifications. Well, let's see if they work now. All those people, I know there's a whole lot of people that came our way and tried to sell us some felonious identification they made up on their copy machine, or they actually, then you had other people who were supposed to be in the know actually had the nerve to say, the real ID act doesn't matter, or these particular things, and let's see what the Prophet Ali says, right? Because that's where it cuts through the hearsay, it cuts through all of the rhetoric and gets directly down to either you did what he said or you did your own thing. And now, if you're not careful, you're going to pay the price for either doing what the prophet says, that price, which is salvation, or you're going to pay the price for doing your own thing. And the prophet Noble Ali said, right, that, doing your own thing, well, you can just, you know, and it's not a joke in this time of the fulfilling of the prophecies. Okay. And we as Moorish Americans, excuse me, wow, we as Moorish Americans need to be extremely diligent into whom we have our dealings with in times of national emergency. Okay, because this is the time when the wheat from the tare, this is the time when the wheat from the tare will be, slowly but surely separated. Why? We're going to get into why too. And people either have done a thing or they haven't, you know, and it's going to become very obvious. So let's open up our Quran to see what the Prophet Noble Ali is instructing us. Okay. I had a couple of things, quite a few things. I'm trying to narrow it down. I mean, the entire book, the entire instruction, very important. Let's deal with the end of time fulfilling of the prophet, the end of time and the fulfilling of the prophecies. Okay, but let's look at that right from chapter 47 going into that chapter, because he gives a clue to what's actually going on right now, and what people are to expect because they didn't do it. It's not, no one wanted the so-called, what is it, COVID-19 to do what it's doing. No one expected it to do whatever. Next thing you know, out the blue, you're in martial law. Okay, national emergency, martial law, same thing. It has different degrees to it. If you would go read, you know, um, what national emergencies entail, and also what martial law entails. Hopefully, you've done some research. You're not running around buying a bunch of toilet paper like a chicken with their head cut off because you got no sense. You know what I mean? And hopefully, you've done the things that the Prophet of Ali told you to do, so that you know exactly your position in this day and time. So, when we're looking at the end of time fulfilling the prophecies, I want to take you to chapter 47, though, real quick, and let's go look at number 16. No, 15. Okay. Are you there? Praise Allah. All right. Islam isn't. All right. So it says, the time has come that every nation must worship under its own vine and fig tree, and every tongue must confess its own. Have you confessed your own? Are you still out there trying to figure it out and you haven't confessed anything because you You not listening to the prophet, you listening to a bunch of people hitting you with a bunch of treaties and a bunch of stuff on YouTube, about a bunch of old pictures of what we used to do when we, so-called lived in teepees. Man, like I told you, we never lived in teepees. But all that rhetoric does you no good in a time of a national emergency right now. So I'm going to ask you again, have you confessed your own? Just remember, I asked you that because we're going to go back and see where the prophet gave you clear cut instructions on how to go confess your own. Okay. It says 16, through sin, ignorance, and disobedience. Straight up, I know. Well, I'm good. I don't want to do that. We ain't got to do that. I don't need to know nothing about no nationality. Disobedient to the law, just extremely disobedient to God's law. Got no clue about God's law. Don't even follow they say sometimes they say they know God's law, but when you check them on their stuff, they don't even follow that. Just disobedient to the laws in which are around them. And if they're not following God's law, then that means they're following Mammon's law or man's law, right? Or this corporate system's law. And then the majority of people are not even following that because they mad. But then they don't want to follow any other law. They just want anarchy or something. What law do you want? Got no clue, huh? Some people got no clue. The ones in the more scientific of America obviously have a clue because they want the prophet's divine laws. And they want to live according to those laws 100%. I mean, 100%. Not halfway, not somebody shucking and jiving with it. We in that time of the end game, my friend, at the end of the time of filling of the prophecies, we're at the end of that part right now. So got no time for people to be shucking and jiving and up here double talking. You know what I'm saying? Grown people are in trouble right now if they're not careful. Because some people, are slothful. And time works against the slothful. If you don't open up your mind to claim your rights, you got none. And it's too late when they come, trying to pull you into something, just scoop you up, and you think they're not going to scoop you up. You're sorely mistaken. They got that Rona on you. They can just say, you don't want to take the vaccination. Well, I have a right not to take the vaccination under my religious rights. And you'll use that one, right? And then they'll say, okay, well, could we see something that says you're not one of our citizens? You're not in our jurisdiction. And you're going to get to fumbling through all that old sovereign paperwork that you did, all that old years of fumble finger. And you're going to pull out something, a little piece of paper, right? It's got a red thumbprint on it. And you're going to hand that to him. He's going to look at that thing and he's going to chuckle. He's going to look over to his homeboys who got the suits on, looking like they something out of some type of Star Trek movie. And they're going to spray you down and they're going to round you up and they're going to throw you in an all white van that says FEMA on it. Because under national emergency, you have no rights if you have not secured your rights. Under a constitutional government, you can talk like oh, I know the law and that. And there's a difference between talking the law and reading about it and applying it and then living it. It's a big difference. Most people talk a good game because they read Black's Law Dictionary. Most people talk a good game and because they can put together something fancy that looks good to the unconscious mind. But when after deep scrutinization and some detective work on them, you'll find that they come up wanting, and the very thing that you thought was going to save you is the very thing that's going to send you away because you don't know your own law that the prophet of Bajwali has established for you. So let's go through it again. Disobedience. Every nation has suffered slavery. Oh my goodness. So we're under martial law. And so people who are in their jurisdiction, certain things are suspended. I'm not saying everything because you're in a stages of it. And you can't see what's coming next. Stock market's plunging. One day the prophet says you're going to see $20 bill on the ground. You're not even going to pick it up. You're in that time. Did you get any silver? Did you did you forgive some of your family members that's probably got a little land somewhere or something? What'd you do? Or was you out there just I'm gonna go to work and party on my weekend because I'm a slave, and that's when they give me my time to go, relieve myself. I'm a slave, and I'll go to work like that. And well, we gotta pay our bills. Your bills. And if you were thinking more American, you know, anyway, check this out. Suffered slavery. Oh, let me just go back a little bit. Through sin, ignorance, and disobedience, just straight up disobedient. Oh man, every nation. Prophet Noble Ali, like I said before, has declared all Asiatics a nation, chapter 45, has suffered slavery due to the fact they honored not the creed and the principles of their forefathers. Okay, let's go back to our divine constitution and bylaws that we just read. Act 6, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. Let's see what this says here. Principles. He said they honored not their creed, which is their religion, and principles mean law. So let's see if you honored it. Let's see if you honored it by confessing your own, as it says here in Acts. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. That means law. Nationality actually means the what is we from this point of view of connecting it. Principles mean law. Nationality means political rights, which is law. Chapter 2 says law governs all events too. I'm just connecting all these things, right? Start connecting the dots. It says we are teaching. Also, we're teaching our people their nationality, their political rights. We're teaching them that nationality also ties to domicile, which ties into taxes, which ties into how people treat you out here in different jurisdictions. Which is tied. If you go read nationality, there's a little part at the ending of there that says domicile. But have you looked that part up too? Or have you looked at every single word under nationality, which eat every word he says? What have you been doing? We're in that time now. You're locked down. Well, we're not locked down. Nationals, no, no, sir. You are. You're locked down because you didn't listen to the prophet Drew Ali. You listened to everyone else. You put everybody else on the pedestal. That's my supreme grand whoopty wop. Really? Prove it in law. I don't believe a word out your mouth. You could be a liar. My soul you're dealing with. I'm a grown man. I'm not a child. You're going to prove everything to me, or you can do it and move it. It's that simple, especially right now. I'm not a sucker. I don't get licked. You're not going to lick me, homie. So I'm going to ask some very important questions around here, according to we all are agreeing on. Everybody, I don't care what temple, reincarnated to the whoopty wops, to the whoop whoop. You got this. Let's see what he said. Let's relate it so we don't forget where we're at. Okay? Having a really good time right now. I mean, it's a wonderful day. It's Friday. I love this law. I'm living the law, so I can feel the charge of it. When I go outside, it doesn't look like I'm right now. Mr. National Guard. I'm a national. Are you guys good? You want some tea? All right. Make sure you guys do your job now. Protect us nationals. All right. Anyway, let's go over this. It says we're relating this to confessing your own and creed and principles of their forefathers. That's where we were. Honoring, they honored not the fact, they honored not the creed and principles of their forefather. What happened when they didn't do that? Well, right above it says they suffered slavery. Well, what is slavery? Is slavery what you saw in Roots? Because that could have been a movie. Well, if you happen to go read a book, go read what King James said slavery was, because he was the one implementing it, and the people down in the South. And it sure wasn't no. If you really go do your research, it looked like somebody could have fooled you on who was running the South at that time. Anyway, so when you go read about a slave, it actually says what is a slave, and they give you a description of a slave at that time, and it said you will work 12 years. That's where that movie came from, 12 Years a Slave. And then it said if you're around the age of 12, right, for 30, excuse me, from 30 years old and above, you'll go work for 12 years. If you're if you're like if you're like somewhere around what is it, 7 and up like that, you're going to work for 30 years. Okay, so that's what that was. And then all the mythological had you in a this myth story they whooped you with called mental slavery. You know, this mental whoop story. You know what I'm saying? Where we were, we were sent through a slavery, a physical one, by the prophet's calculations from 1779 until 1865. Well, that's like 81 years. Now, who you believe? You believe that, 400, heaven, it's like 400 years. Really? Prove it. Show Show it. You know what? You know what? People can get a victim mindset because they believe a bunch of hood. And they believe a bunch of people tell them a certain thing without doing any due investigation. And then they're easily manipulated. Now, if you can't get yourself out of 81 years worth of someone's enslaving you, like a generation, they whooped on you for a generation. Then they mentally whooped on you for another 100+ years. This is where you get your other part. Mental slavery is way worse than physical slavery because now you, the slave, by yourself. You ain't got to do nothing. Mm-hmm. Good look around us. All right. So anyway, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali makes a statement here again in the laws. Right. He says that we are teaching our people their nationality, which is political rights, and their divine creed, which is Islamism, not religion. My religion. My religion. Man, what? These people are crazy. That they may know that they are part and partial of this said government. This said government means the more science temple of America. That means why would he be talking about their government in his law? It's our constitution. It's not theirs. Some of y'all slow gassing. Like Act 5, this organization of the more scientific of America not to cause the confusion over the laws of this said constitution of this said government, the laws and constitution of this said government to obey hereby. The only said government is the more scientific of America and the divine constitution and bylaws. Ain't no other government would say it. The one you putting it up in there in your mind. Are you reading the same thing I'm reading? So if you haven't come to this particular government being a stateless individual known as black, colored, Negro who was given a slave label during the times of slavery, 81 years, and you lost your nationality, which means your political rights, right? And you haven't done those particular things. And at this time, you're known as Prophet Noble He tells us it's a 14th Amendment citizen. And he said there is no need for the salvation of our people on the 14th Amendment nor the 15th Amendment. All right, so what does that mean? Birthright citizenship. So that means the only type of citizenship that you got here is that you were born here. He says it's not good enough because that doesn't give you any political rights. It only gives you birthright. Does not give you any political rights. What political rights means, you got to have a nationality, which means nationality means political rights. And the only people that can give you that is your state government. Prophet Noble Ali created the state government for you. Thought it was church, didn't you? Some people acting like it is, but it's not. Anyway, let's move on a little bit and connect all these dots because I'm trying to do this one in a short period of time. And if all the members of Temple 43 are listening, please, we're going to do a Zoom meeting, emergency Zoom meeting, so I can let you know what's, other things I don't want to put over here on YouTube. All right. So we will be ending in another 20 minutes, and then we'll be going directly to Zoom 3 minutes. Okay. So anyway, let us really look at this for one moment because it's so important that we understand this. The disobedience of not proclaiming your nationality in a time of national crisis is extremely, how should I put this? I don't want us to call people stupid. Um, how about ignorant? It's extremely ignorant because certain things are suspended. Therefore, if you don't have anyone protecting your rights, you have none. So they can inject you with anything at the time, round you up and say that, you didn't want to take their particular injections and that you were a threat to the community. How are you going to protect yourself against something like that if you don't have any particular state government or particular municipal government that's a legitimate fact that you can verify, that now has to be verified? Okay, so go ask your people. Well, what documents do you have, Grand Sheik, Supreme Grand Wop? You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. We in a time that you better start proving something around here that what you've been telling us. I've been paying $5 representation tax, so you better show me who the heck you've been representing us for. You've been telling them, you know what I'm saying? Who do we go talk to that you already represented to tell them that I'm not taking no vaccinations? You don't like that, huh? You better go check these people. Keep telling you this. I keep telling you what's coming, but you don't want to hear. So hear this: the dollar bill is going to crash on you. That's what's going to happen. It's inevitable. You're moving in a recession. You don't even know it because you're hoping Jay-Z going to come out and tell you something good, huh? He done ran to a bunker. As a matter of fact, where are any of these stars that they worship so much? Where they at? Where the basketball players that had all the answers that had y'all running to funerals a couple of weeks ago, and all that? That's right. Where are they at with the answers to this? The answers when they come knocking at your door. About they're gonna round you up. Where are they at? Sure had something good to say on the YouTube last week, up on the telly last week, trying to calm you down or something. But where are they at now? You didn't put your faith in the wrong thing. You didn't put your love in the wrong thing. You didn't spend your time worrying about the wrong thing. You got so many basketball stats in your head, but you ain't even paid for it. But you got more than that you do some holy and divine understanding in your mind. You can whip off to me every single basket Kobe did made in the last 30 years, but you couldn't even tell me Act 6. You can't even tell me any part of a holy book. Matter of fact, you can care less about a holy book. One thing you want to see is Nicki Minaj, and if she's gonna slip a whoop out on you or something with her, or it, or a thing, or whatever it is. Oh, you don't like that? I don't care. We in the end time. These people are monsters. But you don't know the monster. If it was sitting next to you, you believe a monster is something like off of Aliens because you watch so much television. You got no concept of what's in a real reality around here and what's not. Hit you with SpongeBob when you was just a little bitty baby. Lunatics before that. Animaniacs before that. And what was it? Looney Tunes? I'm surprised you're not just as crazy as a who knows what. Oh, but you running right up in your house scared. Scared. That's what you're doing. I'm not scared. So I got full faith and 100% belief, beyond belief. I'm straight up intuition and all in faith with the prophet and Allah. Full faith in Allah. I'm not scared about no corona. And whatever, death ain't gonna hit me, man. But I'm sure not gonna die of that. But what you got your faith in? What they saying on TV? Lying to you ever since that boob tube then popped in your face, telling you lies visually, hitting you with flicker rates. You don't even understand half the time what's going on because you're in a hypnotized slow gloss. That's why they can feed you poison and human meat and McDonald's and you still going there. Now you at the end, you scared. Oh, what we gonna do? You don't get hit. If you ain't ready by now, you didn't get ready when he told you to get ready. What was you doing? Oh, I was in the club. I was trying to find out the new latest. What was the latest gear out there? What's the latest Nikes? Man, where is Nike for you, homie? Where's all these ones you worship? All the idols you worship? They coming for you? Oh, idol worshiping fools. Through sin and I read that one. Uh, this is why the nationality of the Moors was taken away from them in 1774. And the words Negro, black, and colored were given to the Asiatics of America who were of Moorish descent because they honored not the principles of their mother and father. And here we go again. Once again, these fools is going to go up into slavery because they honor nothing. They don't honor their mother and father. They can care less about their own biological mother and father, let alone their ancestors. And they sure ain't honoring the prophet Drew Ali. Did you take the principles? Just read them to you. Hold on, let me finish a couple more for you. Maybe something in the ears or something. All right, so as we continue to read down here, it says, but this is a new era of time now. Check this out. And all men now must proclaim. It's very funny to me when I go into when I go into more science temples of Americas around the country, or see people talking, the ones I've been in, they had, um, um, I'm a citizen of the USA and Noble Drew Ali the Prophet. They get hit with a nationality card and they pay a little something, and now they think that's it. And their leadership is not telling them anything. And if they do, oh, well, that's not what the prophet said. That's not proclaiming everything. Okay. Because to proclaim only that one will leave you hanging out here in the world. Because the question is, okay, you get a nationality card, but the prophet also warns you don't flash nationality cards. So the question you should ask yourself is, what do we flash? You won't be able to fly, nor take planes, nor go state to state. And here we are in martial law, prophet, without proper identification. I'm an alien, and they coming after all them people right now. Oh, he did tell us. That's right. He said, well, first thing you must do, right, is go through all the proclamations. Not just that one, because there's three proclamations. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. It didn't say must be proclaimed by my grand sheik. It said all members. And since membership is free here and all over the world, and then who's discharging you, you got leg. So membership being free here all over the world, that means when they step up in there, they're pretty much a member, but that doesn't mean that it negates the fact that they still have to do what the requirements of the member is. They're just stateless. They're Negroes. They got no spot. They got nothing. They ain't got nobody recognizing no Negro or no black person, no African American out there. So they're stateless. They're civilly mortuus. They're civilly dead in the eyes of the law. So any competent person who has a state or a nation is going to require them under the law to get allegiance, because they have no allegiance anywhere. That's why Act 3 is there. You must proclaim allegiance to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, which are national principles, so that we can now give you the obligations. How are you going to swear somebody in and declare an obligation? I hereby declare that you are Muslim. How are you going to do that if they have yet to come in voluntarily and proclaim love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice under your law? It's illegal for you to do something like that. They haven't voluntarily claimed your law. Show me. So then how can you then give them a declaration? Man, these people have been fooling you around here. You're not dealing with fools, man. It's not, uh, all this was a joke. What's wrong with some of y'all? I always think it's something's a joke. Culture the comedian. That's like the culture comedian laughing at every dang thing. Half the time, there ain't nothing funny around here, man. Ain't nothing funny when they killing our children. Ain't nothing funny when this thing is on you. You ain't got no situation out when they cut the water or something on you. You don't know what they're going to do because you don't control nothing. Bunch of people barking out their mouth by somebody else pulling their strings. Go march. Go argue. Go riot. What's wrong with you, Negroes, man? I better wake up, man. Late. I think it's too late. I think it's gonna be blood to a horse's brow. I think someone's gonna get burned by the fire because they refuse, they disobey, and they full of sin. And they don't want to let nothing go. They don't want to let go of the desires of their perversions, their carnal nature that tore themselves away from Allah to begin with. They love that carnality, and you better watch them. Love that dark. See, when they see us coming with this light, they get to running. What you talking, Jones, babe? What you mean three? What you mean three proclamations? That's here. One in Act 3. Here's the first one. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced and by all members. You know what practice means? It means repetition. It means to study. That's why there's a class. Because you don't know anything. You're simply mortuus. You're dead in the eyes of the law. You thought you were black. You thought you were something that looked like this, that color. See the insanity of their mind? And people actually believe that certain people look like this, white. Insanity of their mind. And these are the people you choose to follow. Excuse me. These are the people you choose to follow. Hmm. Makes you wonder about your own competency. All these people with suits on television telling you about this and that, but they ain't told you nothing about your nationality. Probably Noble Drawley is the only one other than Moors are telling you about your nationality. You realize that? But you had a billion people up there that you didn't send a half a bill ticket to, or you didn't went to a college and you didn't and paid a grip to, and ain't told you nothing about your nationality. That is a worthless piece of paper. Then, how can that be? How can Cornell West be your professor and he ain't said nothing about nationality? Tab is smiling, and neither has these niggas on whatever rap station they call themselves. I'm gonna call them what they say that, then that's what you are, nigga. Right? Did they tell you about your nationality? Then why are you buying their stuff? It make me feel good. Feel good in a time like this. Really? You don't feel a sense of urgency, power, a sense of a time to get very serious. We can feel good anytime. Feel good what you want, homie. Don't come over here with the feel good. Bunch of men over here ready to get it together. I mean, take care of the affairs of men. We over here feeling really good. Because ain't nothing to be feeling good about. Only time I really want to feel good is when I go home and feel something. She make me feel good. That's about it. Because when I step out that door, bruh, it's like what? What you think? It's war. These people have been trying to kill us ever since they stepped up on the scene. And then we then took over and tried to kill ourselves. The jihad first starts within. Always war with love. I ain't went off somewhere else other than my lesson. All right, so I'm moving on. So praise Allah. It's very serious out here today, and people need to get serious. Are they going to find themselves slaves? I don't know how else to warn you. I told you about the corona months ago. What's going to happen? The only people that care, pretty much, really, were the people on this line, and the ones, as far as I can see, in the temple. And praise Allah for them. Wake up out there, man. You're going to find out. You need to put these people to the test that said they have your best interests at heart. Straight after the gods of Europe. Another reason why they fell it, these Moors of Moorish descent, or these Asiatics of Moorish descent, because not only did they not honor the principles of their mother and father, they strayed after the gods of Europe. Well, what they telling us about the Quran? What did God say? The hell he know? He a butcher. Same fool that tell you abortion's okay. Man, really? Hmm. I'm not chasing after nobody's God. I'm not chasing their God, man. You either believe, you either got faith in the Prophet Juwali or in Allah, or you better go figure it out quick, fast, and hurry. So anyway, the Europe are terrible for Moorish American. They work wonderful for Europeans. It's a wonderful system for them, and and under their guides, some Europeans are very good people. Straight up, I know some very upright Europeans. They have no issues with living around them. Not a stranger before my own blood. You understand? So Prophet Joel Ali is the savior of humanity. What if a European loved Jesus? Hmm? Someone taking your heart, you can't see that man trying to save himself. How about we take care of saving ourselves? Stop, let go of all that hating on what they're gonna do. You can't see, you better get it together right now. Then you're blind and you won't see it. Maybe because it's gonna confound your sins. And maybe you shouldn't see. So here's the that was the first proclamation. Here's the second one. It's in Acts 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. Number two. Here's number three. Here's number three. And then we're gonna end right here. Not end, but I'm gonna move on. It says, but this is a new era and time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name. So that's three proclamations. So where are they getting this one proclamation thing from? You know how long they've been doing that? Since Kirkman Bay. Half these ones is following Kirkman Bay. Every evil spirit was moving, bro. And they found this because they do with the crowd. They move with the crowd. They feel more comfortable with a gang of people around because a lot of them they've never known what it meant to stand up as a man on their own 2 feet, no matter what. They've never been placed in situations where they had to test their manhood. So they run with the crowd. They're uncomfortable by themselves. You gotta watch that, man. Because the prophet speaks very plainly. And if you reading this and you ain't checked these people, what are you doing? And you read, because it says it plainly that there's three proclamations here. Um, I'm lifting the veil right now. Some with eyes and you couldn't see. But it's very plain. And it tells you exactly what you need to go do in the governments in which you live. If you haven't gone to the governments in which you live and proclaimed your free national name, then you got no proof that you're a Moorish American. What proof do you have? Because somebody told you they wrote you in a book. What that mean? Hmm? It says here, recognized, free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live. Put myself there, in which I live. Therefore, logic and reason would dictate there would be some forms of recognition papers after I got recognized from the government, not from me. Something that I can easily write up and fool somebody with. No, something from them that says I'm a Moorish American, because that's what it says in Acts 6. For me to go proclaim, and then they're going to give me some form of recognition of that proclamation. Now, the question then is, where's your proclamation from the government in which you live? Where's your recognition document? National emergency. It's a national emergency. You can't, you're not recognized? Oh, Real IDs Act on you. A whole bunch of people this 2 years ago, and we were shunned through the whole nation. Well, that dude don't know what he's talking about. Even some fools had to come around here and try to put a video together and act like we were some bumpers, some bump stick, gang goofy fools. Do we? Bruh, you don't knock it off. Seriously. We're here to do the right thing. We don't care about your fame. We don't care about your YouTube fame. Trying to always be up in somebody's spot, trying to disprove this or disprove that, but you ain't never proved a dang thing in your own life. Always is up in another man's spot, trying to prove them something of this and that and get it on tape like you some investigative reporter or something. You're just another fool running around here trying to get famous. So if they're not, if you, being a wise man and woman who have children, who maybe have a brother, may not have any children, a father, you have a mother, you're a friend, whatever. It's you. What about you? What about you? What about your soul? How are you gonna let them dictate your stuff? That's your stuff, your soul, your soul. How are you gonna let someone else dictate that without checking to see what they're saying is right? And how many times I gotta come on here and say this? I'm gonna say as long as it takes until the end. And it's not that far away because we at it. But the thing about it is, man, please wake up as fast as possible. I don't know if you even have time. Time works against the slothful. Like I said at the beginning of this, hold on, everybody. Okay, hold on, everyone. So, what we're going to do right now, kind of lower this a little bit. We have a situation known as a national emergency. More Americans who have properly done the things like keeping the profit out in front and doing everything you must do. You feel really good right now and have no fear. You shouldn't even be that stressed out. As a matter of fact, you should be in the form of a missionary, helping people calm down because you should be good. You should be the one out there bringing the peace, not the distraction and the fear, because you listen, you know, straight up. I mean, it's not, it's serious. It is. It's very serious for those particular people who it's for, and for those people who didn't do the thing that they were told to do. But if you did it, then you're good. And if you're on the path, stay on the path. And if you're ready, stay ready. If you haven't gotten ready, get ready. You know what I'm saying? And if you have like, the prophet says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Because the ride is going to lessen, but then it's going to get bumpy. So let's look at this 1 second and I'll have to go. All right. So right now, no one haven't gotten back how many people have been infected. So it seems like it's like it's okay. Well, it is for a few people. Excuse me. And what you have to be concerned is the infection rate is going to skyrocket. Everyone, they're going to show it's going to skyrocket. This is where people go, ooh, get spongy and get all creepy, right? What you need to do so you don't get all creepy and spongy is obviously, you should be listening to your prophet and doing your regimen because the rest of that stuff out there ain't gonna do nothing for you. Thing is that you, you know, don't get caught up in the mental hysteria. You should be now, as a more Americans in their instructions, very secure with their fear. In other words, have the fear checked by now. You know what I'm saying? And also, a last few thing. If the people who you're with, if they can't even follow the simple instructions, like the divine instructions, and every member must do to take these things and save themselves, you should simply ask them, show and prove how you saved yourself. Show me how you saved yourself before you tell me that. Because you're supposed to take these things and save yourself. Show me how you did that. Because, we're in a time that things are about to change. And if you haven't done a thing, because you listen to people acting like it doesn't matter, well, just because a bunch of people thought it was back like one time too. Just because, they wearing a fez and, they can talk a slick talk and they got a gang of people. Man, a gang of people, just because you got a gang of people in your tip don't mean you did something. You could have a gang of people who are being misled. You need competent people. I've been on here for an hour. So I gotta go. You need competent people, competency, and people who really understand it's got a love for it. So please look for that and honor your forefathers and your mothers and do the things that are necessary so that you know you're secure. One thing that you can do is start telling people that you love them and forgive them also. And get some love in your heart, especially in this time. People want to hear from other people that they love them because they're scared, where you should be the strong one. Okay. All right. Anyway, so everyone, please switch over in 3 minutes to Zoom. Okay. And I'm going to close out because I have a few more very important things to let members know. And once again, thank you so much for allowing me to speak this evening. And I hope I said something to encourage you. And, there's a lot going on. I could have said a whole lot, but sometimes, what more can I say? What more can we say? Especially if you haven't done anything. Wow. You know, come to Temple 43. We'll get you on the fast track. And I mean, it's all faithful and loving people who love the prophet and want salvation, all humanity. Europeans, you know, people who are being called Mexicans and Filipinos, all out your name. White people who are listening right now, so-called European, I mean, so-called that you call yourself white and you're Europeans, there's salvation for you. You ain't white. You got a nationality. Don't you love being Irish? You got a nationality. You need to start honoring your own forefathers and mothers. And maybe some of this Rona won't hit you so tough. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, Becky, you've been to get hit. You and old Tom. So anyway, praise Allah. And there's always salvation. But are you man enough to come get it? So everyone loves somebody. And fear false evidence appearing real. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Islamism. Islam to the brother Manuel Rios, Islamo, Brotherhood Bay, Islamism. That's a good mo there. Straight official of the temple. Real good mo. Got much love for you. Moonlight Nations, Islam. Peace is the Carmen's, peace is the nations, Islam, everyone. Islamism, J. Richard L. Islamo, the hardest Islam governor. What's going on, BJ, Brother B? J. Real Jackson Bay, peace and love, Mo. Uh, and Brother Pompey L. I mean, Bay, peace and love, Mo. Everybody else at the who I missed and who did not check in, peace and love to you. And I hope you're doing well at this time, and I hope your provisions are up. And like I said, tell some family members who are not as confident in you, in your understanding, like you should be confident in knowing you're going to be good, but other people may not be. So comfort them in this time. You're the angel. You're the you're the one who's supposed to be, who's supposed to be a little bit more forward thinking. So utilize that for love too, now, not just to be beating people up. Help out a family member, help out a neighbor, tell them, you know. But anyway, so once again, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I'm going to close this out. Okay, please take a deep breath. Raise your wings up, and please sit or stand in silent benediction. Allah, bind our heart and mind back to our ancient forefathers' divine creed and principles. This we ask in thy holy name. Amen. All right. So it's only going to be for like maybe 20 minutes on Zoom. So if everyone wants to, about 30 minutes. So if everyone wants to go there who's in the temple, please move over there to our private line. And in 3 minutes, so I'm going to run downstairs and get a little bit more water. And so 3 minutes will be over there. So love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to everyone out there. And everybody, no matter what color or race, what I'm saying, you are, what I'm saying, it's time to get back under your own vine and fig tree. Honor your forefathers and mothers, right? Love somebody instead of hate. We don't have to always hate. There is a solution. If you're looking for the solution, always there in love, right? So peace and love, everybody. Any questions? Any questions in that stream? No? Yeah. So 3 minutes. Peace.